Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today we have Brian from Two Drone Reviews. How's it going, fella?
Everything's great, brother.
Good.
Everything's wonderful.
Good. I do apologize for my shiny face. Today we have Brian. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get
face. It's very hot. Very hot. And I'm really not used to it. So in the chat, you can see anybody watching, you have Brian's YouTube link. Go and have a little look at his YouTube channel. Got some absolutely fantastic videos on there. What I like about you, Brian, and where you stood out for me, I was watching a load of YouTube videos, and then I came across your channel, and I can't exactly remember which video it was, but I remember you standing up saying, "Yeah, don't buy this. This is a turd," and I laughed my ass off. I absolutely thought it was the funniest thing I'd heard. Because most people are quite diplomatic, but you weren't, and I really like that, and I really appreciate your candor, and I still do. How did you get into YouTube?
When I first started getting into the quadcopters, which was in about the end of 2016.
Right.
I got a Bebop, the first one, I got that, and then I bought a couple of turds. And then I bought the Phantom 3. And then I went out and I started shooting some videos and stuff. And then I started watching these YouTube videos. And I said, oh, these people are doing this. I think that might be fun to get into. Because, see, I was a video gamer for eons of time. Okay. Oh, hello there. I was a video gamer for eons, for like 40 years. I played video games every single day. And I just got tired of it. I just got burned out on it. After 40 years, I just put the joysticks down and went to the quadcopters. And basically, that's how I got started on it. It was just being tired of one hobby and just wanting to jump into something else, So that's how that worked out.
That's totally fair enough. Hey, Roadkill. Hey, Mark Pugh. Hey, Manishwin Rao. How's it going? Yeah, that was another thing as well. I never knew you gamed until you put up something to do with Fallout. Because I'm a huge Fallout fan to the point.
Oh, me too.
An axe and the little pop figures and whatever.
I have a bunch of them Pip Boys. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic game. So, again, you must have we were going to go back into YouTube for a second, but gaming really does set off my nerd alert as well. But so, what was your all-time favorite console then? If you've been gaming for over 40 years, you must have seen everything from the Commodore.
Oh, I've had everything.
Right the way through.
I've had everything. I got so much crap. You have no idea the amount of crap I have with that stuff. Dreamcast, all this crap. I got all this stuff. It's all packed away, but I have it all. Yes, ones. I've been back since the Atari. So I have all this junk. Yeah. But I love the PS4. I have the PS4 Pro.
Yeah,
and I really like that. So I didn't buy the Switch because when this stuff started coming out, like the Switch is when I started to fade away from the gaming. Okay. Was the PS4 Pro was the last thing I bought that was gaming related hardware. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I kind of didn't buy like the new Xbox One X. I'm not buying that. And then the Switch, and I didn't buy that. But I have the other ones, the Wii and the Wii U and all that other crap. That's all packed in boxes, 3DS, the Vita, 2 PSPs. Oh, you name it, man. It's all packed in boxes. By the time I open that crap up, the batteries will probably be leaking all over the place. By the time I open in boxes again, it'll probably never work again. So, hey, what's up, boy?
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I've always been into first-person shooters and third-person and RPG mostly. And when Fallout came out, I flocked to that.
It's an awesome game, man. I finished Fallout 3. I finished Fallout New Vegas. I think Fallout New Vegas, I needed one achievement to have the whole thing. To do the whole. But I just could not kill one of there was some death claw that you had to kill up there somewhere, and I just couldn't find them to kill them, and so I didn't get that last achievement, but I got all the other ones. And then Fallout 3, I played through that thing. I couldn't tell you how many times. I wish they would remake that actually, because that was such a great game.
Yeah, That's what I thought they were going to do before they said it was Fallout 76. I thought, honest to God, between me and my mates, we were all like, it's going to be Fallout 3 again.
So did I. I did too. I thought they were going to remaster that. They should just hire somebody to do it for them if they don't feel like doing it.
Minus all the bugs.
Yeah. Obsidian. They could get Obsidian to redo it for them.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would do.
And I think that would be a chart topper for a year. Honestly, I think that would just wipe out every other game for a whole 12 months because people, the following Fallout 3 has.
Yeah, I know. Well, that Fallout 76 looks good. I know they're putting the multiplayer aspect in there, but I think they just want to get their feet wet in that, you know, in that multiplayer deal that's going on because it's big. There's a lot of extra money in that, you know. I mean, look at that Fortnite. I haven't played. I downloaded. I never turned it on yet, but man, they're making money hand over fist with that game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, it's one of those free to play but pay to win deals. You know, but those things make money. You know, if you hit the right one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them that come out that flop, but if you hit the right one, I mean, you can make boatloads of cash on those kind of games. Boatloads of money.
And repeatedly as well.
Right. I mean, it's just like a never-ending stream of cash.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, they did spend a lot of money developing that game because that was, I think that was Epic. I think right, who did that?
It was Epic.
Yeah. So they spent like 4 or 5 years on development of that game. So they got everything just right, and then look at it how that thing's taken off.
Absolutely.
They're making boatloads of cash.
I think for myself, I still prefer PlayerUnknown's Battleground, though, if you're looking at the Battle Royale style games.
Yeah.
PlayerUnknown's Battleground. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You're on an island, and then there's going to be one of you left. But you can drive vehicles, you can drive cars, you can drive motorbikes, excuse me. You can drive.
Is that Xbox one, right?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's on. I don't think that's on the PS4.
I think it's exclusive only to Xbox.
Yeah.
And PC as well, Steam.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But yeah, I think that's just as far as it goes. Hey, everyone in chat. Sorry, we just got started off on games. Hey, Tech Review by Erde, how's it going? Roadkill, Dean Dogbot, how's it going, folks? How's your lovely weather today? Hopefully it's a little bit cooler than with us here, with me here.
Well, yeah, it's real nice here. It's just windy as hell, so.
Oh, I tell you what, we could do with some of that nice little breeze, mate.
Yeah, I need a break after that last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Boiling.
It's been insane with you as well, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm really not used to that. As a moderately fat man, I don't deal well in in our heat. Perfect. Okay, so back to YouTube. Lovely. So I've been noticing over the past few weeks, or past few months rather, that you've been going for, you have a lot of larger drones, a lot of expensive drones, and also a lot of smaller drones as well, and single helicopters like the Flying Turd. I have to the Flying Turd, man. That was absolutely brilliant. And the little flying Incredible Hulk as well.
Yeah, I did that one too.
Yeah. Again, I never would have thought about doing anything like that. What is your sort of your thought process when you see something like that? Do you just think that's going to be fun? I'm going to buy that and just give it a go. Yeah,
that's exactly what I did when I bought that, because what happened was I did the first of those videos, which was the Spider-Man ball.
Yeah.
Okay, that thing has 25,000 views.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I went up to there's a chain here called Five Below. Everything in the store is $5 or less. Okay. So I just bought a whole crap load of them. And it's not like I did all the reviews in a row. You know what I mean? I spread them out, like every couple months I'll do one. Yeah, but I still have like 3 or 4 of them to do. I got one sitting right here charging up. The Captain America.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Now the turd one did not go. It flopped. Okay. Nobody watched it. It had a couple hundred views or something, but the Incredible Hulk one did okay. You know, that one did, 1,500 or something like that. But the Spider-Man one, I was just like blown away by that. And it didn't happen. And that's just like a lot of my videos, because I watch these analytics, but I really don't know a lot about it. Okay. of what makes this stuff work. It's always confused me from the beginning. That Spider-Man heli ball video, like a lot of the ones I have that have a lot of views, it happens months after I do it. I don't understand that, to be honest with you. I tried to talk to that drone worship guy about it. I said, why is it that I make a video and the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, like 120 people watch it, then I'll forget all about it. Then I'll go back and look 4 months later and go, oh, there's 10,000 views on that now. I don't even understand how that happens.
You got onto somebody's list, or algorithms changed in the way that you tagged came up first. It can be a multitude of different things. It's happened the same to me.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it one bit.
And
then you watch these videos on YouTube and you see them all the time. They're always on there. Oh, how to tag your video and what and you watch them. They never actually tell you. It's just like clickbait. Right. They don't know either, but they try to sit there and explain it like they know what they're talking about, but really they don't know shit. Okay. They don't know any more than anybody else. Okay.
Yeah.
Those videos are all nothing but clickbait.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just like all these guys I keep seeing. And these videos are very popular. You see them on YouTube. You can go right through YouTube right now all the time. Oh, the Mavic 2 Pro. And they act like they know something. They know jack shit.
Yeah.
They know nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. They know nothing. All they got is a picture. That's all they got. They make a 10-minute video of talking about this picture. And the reality of it is they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Yeah. But people watch them. But see, I won't do videos like that. I won't do it. I could do that. I could make a video, Mavic Pro 2, and just sit there and rumble a bunch of mindless facts. I could do that too, but I'm just not going to do it. You know,
isn't the fun? I don't know, but isn't the fun not doing that? I certainly think so. It's just
I just don't get into just sitting there BSing people like that. That's just not my deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because those guys are all full of shit. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
They're all full of it.
Because everybody's coming to your channel to look at that video because they're hoping either to win it, to see it fly, or whatever. And all they've got is just picture after picture after, as you say, you know. And yeah, it isn't right. It is just pure clickbait. That's all it is.
That's all it is. I mean, somebody sees that the video title, oh, Mavic Pro 2. Oh, click that. All it is one picture, and you don't even know if it is the Mavic Pro 2.
Absolutely,
it's just a picture. Okay. And then there's one guy saying, oh, DJI confirms this is the Mavic Pro 2. Well, I haven't seen DJI confirm that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I go to DJI's website and look at the forums all the time. I don't see nothing on the forums that says the DJI has confirmed that that's a picture of the Mavic 2 Pro. I don't see that anywhere. But everybody's, oh, DJI confirmed it. You know, I don't know.
Yes. It's all crazy. Hello in the chat, Southpaw Drones, MD95 TSI. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Southpaw, how's it going, Steve? Mark Pugh, just having fun. How's it going? Hello, everyone. If I've missed anybody out, I do apologize. No, I haven't missed anyone out. No, I haven't missed anyone out. Cool. Oh, yeah. Right, okay, yeah, and that's it. I mean, I always like to think if you're going to do a video, stand by it and do something that you're proud of. Even if it bombs, nobody else likes it.
Right.
At least you can turn around and go, you know what, I put effort in. I did whatever it was, and I'm proud of what I did. Even if it's absolute terrible, at least stand by what you've done, isn't it? And
I put out tons of terrible video. I've made lots of terrible video. But I will tell you one thing, what I have learned on doing watch backs on my videos and reading a lot of the comments. If you go to my channel and you go down to the column there that says most popular videos and you scroll through all of the most popular videos, you'll see that a lot of the videos that are in have a lot of dislikes.
Yeah.
That's one thing I know about the algorithm. And that's one thing that Dan told me.
The more dislikes,
the more people that dislike your video, the more YouTube will promote the video. For whatever reason, I don't know why they do that, but all of my most popular videos have a lot of dislikes on them.
Same as mine. exactly the same as mine to the letter. I can take a screenshot for you now, and you're going to have 27,000 views, and it's going to have 30, 40, 50 dislikes.
Right. Right.
But they are the most popular.
Right.
You know,
so
it's either the algorithm sees it as controversial or.
Right. Well, that's what Dan told me. It's that he said that YouTube likes the controversial type videos, and they'll promote them more.
Yeah.
That's the only way, because I had that one video, and I keep telling Chris to make a video of it. That Sky Viper Pro.
Oh, the one you said do not buy.
That thing has more dislikes than likes.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I think it has like 70 something dislikes and maybe 69 likes. I don't know. Oh man, I got beat up so bad for that video, but it was very popular. It brought in a lot of subs.
Is that the Sky Viper 2900?
Yeah. It was like my third video that I ever did. Yeah. And it has a lot of dislikes. And man, I tell you, I caught a lot of hell out from making that video. Because after, when I made that video, that was my third video. I had just started doing YouTube. And then I just started getting beaten up, and I was like, oh man, do I want to keep doing this? Because man, a lot of the comments that were on there aren't there no more. People were calling me every name in the book, and oh yeah, it was pretty brutal. I didn't even know if I was going to keep doing the YouTube thing after I made that video. I got beat up so bad. You're an idiot. You're a moron. This is the greatest thing ever. You suck, and all this shit. It was pretty bad.
But that really is just your impressions. I mean, it's you take off, you fly it. If you don't think it's good, you're not going to say it's good. Right.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my videos, if I noticed another thing, not only if the video will be popular if there's a lot of dislikes, but it's also popular if I say it sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. If I say something that is really bad, the more people seem to watch it.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just open up every package and go, this blows. And then somebody will write a comment, you didn't even fly it, you jerk. How do you know?
Just throw it across your living room. There we are. Yeah. Terrible.
Right. It's terrible. It sucks.
Hey, Crystal Justice. Sorry, I thought I saw your name. Hey, Canadian Drone Network. Hey, Kim, how's it all going, folks? Hope everyone's well. Hope you're enjoying this lovely sunny weather. Hope it's a bit cooler where you are. So, about the Parrot Amphi. Talk to me about the Parrot Amphi. I've seen your videos. Unfortunately, saw the app didn't work very well at all on Android. Fortunately, the beta did on iOS.
But I went and got that right after I made that first video.
Yeah.
So when I made the next video, which was the one I posted this morning, the app was working.
Yeah.
When I did the one with the Mavic Pro, the app was working then.
Lovely.
Okay. But when I did the first video, the app wouldn't. It was working, but it wouldn't come through the screen. I couldn't see the camera video on the phone.
Yeah.
Everything else on there was working. Where you could set the camera settings and all that. That would work, but it wouldn't show. The video wouldn't show through to the phone. Yeah. So that's when I got home, and when I posted that video, then somebody told me, well, just go get the beta, which I don't really like to use betas for some shit like this. Do something I paid this kind of money for. Go out there with some beta app and have it fly away. I was really kind of leery about doing that, but I did it, and the video came through no problem, so.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it seems
to be okay. It seems to be all right. But what I found out too last night was that you don't even need to use the app. You can just like the Bebop 2,
right without.
You can just turn on the controller and hit the takeoff button.
Yeah.
Okay. And these Parrot drones, they always start recording the video as soon as you hit the takeoff button. Mm-hmm. You can turn that off in the options if you want, but I don't like to turn that on. I leave that on. But if you fly the Anafi without the app, it'll default to 4K for the video. So it'll automatically shoot the video in 4K. I did it yesterday in the house as a test. I just took it off in the house without the app and flew it around in the house and checked the memory card, and the video was in 4K. So it defaults for 4K if you don't use the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that Parrot are getting closer to DJI's sort of turf, sort of their ground?
Heck no. They're not even in that. That's no way. No way. Wow. No. I think this quad has some really nice features, like I told you in the little before thing with the you can't see any arms no matter what angle you spin this thing. You're not going to see any props. You're not going to see any arms in the way. And then that camera that shoots straight up in the air. I mean, that's pretty good features. I know why they did what they did with this thing was because they knew the Evo was coming out, and they knew the price point of that, and they know the price point of the Mavic Air and the Mavic Pro, and they just wanted to come in under it. And that's why they left out the stuff like, you know, the obstacle avoidance and stuff like that, because they want to get that price point. You know, $700 is, some people can do that, but, you know, $1,000, a lot of people can't do that. You know, if somebody goes to the Best Buy and they see, they see this thing sitting there for $700 and they have $750 on their credit card, and they see the Mavic Pro for $1,000, they're going to buy this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it does. It's only $300, but it's still, that's a hell of money difference.
Yeah, it's not easy to buy a Mavic Pro.
No.
Yeah, no. It's just not an easy buy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not everybody has that kind of money laying around.
Absolutely.
That's why people buy Bugses.
Yeah, but you're very right, because you're putting a lot of money into this little, essentially, gadget, a little flying gadget, and for a lot of the time, it's the difference between buying a little something that you can have a bit of fun with and eating for the rest of the month,
right?
Or buying something and going, do you know what? Chips does sound good. Shall I? Oh, actually, I can't afford potatoes. You know?
Right, right. Well, see, I'm sure when Parrot, when they put this on the drawing board, okay,
yeah,
I'm absolutely positive that the engineers there, the engineering manager said, look, we have to make this thing a nice chunk of money cheaper than the Mavic Pro. Okay, because we can't compete with that. I mean, believe me, Parrot is a good company. They could make something that was just as good as the Mavic Pro, but it would probably cost $1,200. Okay, they needed to get into this price point that was considerably less than this Evo and the Mavic Pro and that, in which I think they did a pretty good job of doing that. Yeah. Like I said, 700 is still less than 1,000. Okay. Yeah. No matter how you cut it, okay, it's still less.
Absolutely. So hopefully that app is going to come out of beta. Hopefully they go into updated. Hopefully it's going to work flawlessly, Android and iOS. Fingers crossed. Right.
Yeah, the Android app is out. That's not beta. That is out. It's just the iOS one is in the beta. But the only good thing about using the beta, which means we're being testers, okay, is that they put some of those features that you have to pay for in there. So as long as you're using that beta app, you can use like the follow me and stuff that you can't use once they put the full version out.
Sorry, that's something I didn't know. I heard you reference it in the video.
Yeah, those features are on
an app, which is a freemium model.
Yeah, it's a freemium app. It always has been. Parrot's been doing that from day one. They even on the first Bebop.
Yeah.
If you wanted the premium app, you had to pay an extra $20.
Wow.
It's the same with the Bebop 2 and the same with this. Same thing. Yeah. They haven't changed. They've been doing this. That's been their business model from day one. Fortunately,
the swing wasn't the case.
Yeah, well, I don't even think they had a premium version of that.
No,
I think that was the Free Flight Mini or something app. I think something like that. Yeah, they didn't have a premium version for that, but they've had it since the Bebop 1. They had that premium app thing.
Yeah.
Now that thing does have some nice features on it. Okay, the premium part of that. I mean, some real nice. It's worth. I'll probably get it.
Yeah.
For this one, I'll probably buy it. But
I find it a bit strange you're paying that much, even for the Beatbot and Beatbot 2, which have dropped considerably.
Right.
And you're still paying out all that money for this, and yet you've still got to buy an app if you want to have all the unlocked features.
Right. I mean, it still flies and records and does all that crap. It just doesn't do that, like, where you can press on the screen and it'll fly there and right, all those waypoint things. Okay, which the waypoints on the Parrot app is way better than the waypoints on the DJI app. It's way better because the DJI waypoints, you actually have to go fly to the waypoint to mark it. Where the Parrot app, you don't have to do that. You just take the drone up, point to the screen where you want it to go, and it goes there. DJI, you have to actually do it manually, and then it'll do it by itself. I don't even understand why do you need that if you're just going to fly there manually?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point of that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is no point.
There is no.
What's the point of using that?
Yeah, there is no point.
Yeah, you get up there 100 feet, you fly 300 feet that way, you mark it on the map, fly 300 feet that way, mark it on the map, fly 300 feet that way, 300 feet that way, mark it all on the map and bring it back, and then go, okay, go do that. I just did it. Why do I need to go do it again?
Yeah, there is no point at all. The whole point of Waypoints is you're using the inbuilt automation, the AI, and it'll do it. And it'll get the shots, and you haven't got to worry. It'll loop back or come back in a straight line if it's going out, or whatever pattern, it's going to come back.
Right. But the Parrot app is not like that. You just take it up, go to the waypoints part, point on the screen where you want it to go, set the heights and the speed, and then it goes and does it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it first.
Yeah.
Which I always thought with I've never used the DJI waypoints. I'm like, why? What's the point of that? I could just go do it myself.
There is no. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. You may as well just be in full control anyway and just fly it and just enjoy it.
Right.
Absolutely. But I think going again from your recommendation, I've got the Osmo Mobile 2, which I'm going to be
real nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to use it. And I got the
really set up. Now the only reason I got the Osmo 2 was to do 4K.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have the iPhone 8.
Yeah.
Okay, and that has EIS in it.
It does.
But it doesn't have EIS in 4K.
Yeah.
That thing won't really do jack. If I'm just walking with my iPhone 8 with the EIS on, just recording 1080p, that's really not going to do a lot.
Yeah.
But it'll make a huge difference in the 4K.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so that's why I got that, was to shoot some 4K stuff.
Yeah.
So, because the EIS on the iPhone 8 in the 1080p 60 is really good. It's almost as good as the GoPro, EIS.
It is. Yeah. And because it's the iPhone 8 that I've got as well.
Yeah.
I wanted this because I always watch back any of the vlog videos I do, and I watch them back and I think, oh, good God, I wish it could just be a little bit more stable.
Right.
I only record in 4K now, and I'm looking back at it going, right, I just wish a little bit more. And I look back at it and I think, come on, seriously, I have to get a gimbal. And out of all of the ones, I've tried 2 others, one Japanese one and something from GearBest. And one is around £80 and £50. And I thought I'd just give them a go. And I ended up sending them back. Because they were just really, really bad. They weren't motorized. They weren't powered. You could only hold the gimbal. It would only work if it was straight, one of them. If you tried to move it, there was no motor at all. It wouldn't automatically rectify it. It wouldn't do anything. Just really, really bad.
What, did it have weights on it? Did you have to counterbalance some weights and stuff?
You had a couple of weights that you could screw on the end.
Right. But
there were about 3 or 4 different weights. There wasn't one centralized weight like on the Osmo. So you could unscrew one, put another weight on, slightly heavier for a larger phone or slightly lighter for a smaller phone.
Right.
So that's the reason for getting that. But again, I probably wouldn't have seen that if it wasn't for your video. So thanks for that.
Right.
But yeah, and the transmitter, so I'm going to be taking the Spark up tomorrow and giving that a go on that. But what is, out of all of your DJI kit, because you've got so many drones and DJI kit and DJI accessories, how would you rank them from best to worst?
Oh, I think the best is the Mavic Pro, without a doubt. Okay, that's the best.
Yeah.
My favorite is the Phantom 3. I like the Phantom 3 the best. The Mavic Pro is just, even though it's 2-year-old technology now, it's great.
Yeah.
The Mavic Pro is awesome. It's better than the Mavic Air. I don't care what anybody says. The Mavic Pro is better. Okay, it's more stable. It flies nicer. You know what I mean? Just the flying part. Forget the camera and all that other mumbo jumbo. Just to fly it, the Mavic Pro flies nicer than the Mavic Air. The Mavic Air, it hops around and I don't know. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's great. It's just not as nice as the Mavic Pro to me. You know, everybody's got their own opinion on it, but I think the Mavic Pro is best. But I always go back to the Phantom 3 because it's easy to see that thing. Even way far out, you can still see it. And it's just so reliable. You know, I never worry about taking that Phantom 3 up. I never even think about it's going to fail or anything. I never even crosses my mind with that thing. You know, if it falls out of the sky and explodes, okay, it was $500. See you later, you know. But them other ones you worry about sometimes if you take them out too far. You know, you're talking about $1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a little bit of a different ball game. So.
I mean, I had the Phantom 3 standard and I bought it because it was kind of like my gateway out of the toy grade and more into the professional camera drones. And at the time, everything else, as you said earlier, everything was over $1,000, no chance. But this was about £400, I think, from D.
What the Spark?
No, the Phantom 3.
Oh, the Phantom 3. Okay.
And I bought that, and I've never, at the time when I flew it, I never had experienced anything like that. And every single time I took it up, even when I had done high flights and long distance, I never ever thought it's going to let me down, and it never did. And now I've sold it to a friend of mine a little while ago, and he's flying it almost daily, and he absolutely loves the thing.
Yeah,
and it's a workhorse. Right.
Well, you know, like I said, when I told the guy yesterday when he asked me when I was on Chris's show about the Up Air 1 or the Phantom 3. See, the Phantom 3 is proven technology.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been around for like 4 years. Any possible bug that could have ever been in there, they've worked that out. It's rock solid as can be. You can't go wrong with that thing. No. It's not going to fail. The only way you get one of them and it's going to fail is it was just bad manufacturing or something was wrong with the assembly.
Yeah.
But there's no bugs in the app. The app's all ironed out. That app has never crashed on me since I got mine. See, when I bought the Phantom 3, it had already been out for a while. You know, so they'd already ironed out most of the issues with it, you know. So you can't go wrong with that. If you want something just as about dependable as you can get a Phantom 3. Absolutely. Because all the kinks have all been worked out on it. It's just solid as a rock.
Yeah.
You know, and you can fly it in you don't have to use the GPS lock on that either. You can just pull the button down there, the toggle switch, just fly it in the regular mode. You know, you can do that too. You don't have to use the GPS lock. You know, that's another one you don't need to use the app. Nope. You can just turn on the controller, turn on the quadcopter. You have to arm the motors yourself and take off, you know. So
Absolutely. Hey, love my drones, how's it going? Hey, anybody else I've missed from the chat? I don't think I've missed anybody else. I've been keeping an eye on it this time. I'm getting better with that slowly. Yeah. No, we're all up to date. Cool. Right, yeah, I mean, going off your point about the Mavic Air. The Mavic Air, when I borrowed it from another YouTuber mate of mine called Nfox TV, and he has it for filming his car shots and everything. Yeah. And he said, hey, look, do you want to borrow it? I said, yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, that's fine. And I'd never flown the Mavic Pro. And I flew the Air, and I thought, wow, that's really, really nice. It felt tight next to the spot. It felt tight. It felt nice. And I was talking to another mate of mine, and who has got the Pro, and he said, to be honest with you, mate, they shouldn't have called it the Mavic Air. They should have called it the Spark 2.
Yeah.
Because from his point of view, for me, when I look at the Spark, I fly the Spark, it feels nice. It feels tight. It feels really well engineered. It feels like as if I can trust it over a distance.
Right.
The Mavic Air felt exactly the same, but it doesn't feel the same to him.
Yeah.
Because the Mavic Pro is just so well.
But he has a Mavic Pro.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, that's the thing. If you have a Mavic Air and you don't have a Mavic Pro, then you think this Mavic Air is the greatest thing that ever freaking happened. But it's not. The Mavic Pro is better.
Yeah.
Okay, plain and hands down, it's better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people that don't have the Mavic Pro, that just have the Mavic Air, they think that you're an idiot. Okay, but they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Mavic Pro is superior to the Mavic Air. Period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once the government decides to, hey, just having fun. Once the government decides what the hell it's doing with its drone laws and regulations and everything, I may look to get a Mavic Pro, but I'm not going to shell out on it just yet. But yeah, it's always been one I've looked at and thought, you lovely looking thing. One day.
Oh, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah. And you know, that one truly can fly without the app, long distances.
I saw you video it again.
That was just a little, to show people.
Yeah.
That wasn't something you can go way out there with that thing.
Yeah.
Now you can do that with the Spark, just to let you know this.
Mm-hmm.
You can fly the Spark. Once you bind, you have to bind that controller to the quadcopter.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to pair it, okay?
Yeah.
You got to hold the button, the power button in on there and the power button on the thing for like 3 seconds. Something like it's in the instructions, okay? But once you do that, you can take it outside in the back and fly it around without the app.
Yeah.
Okay. I would suggest using the app the first time to calibrate the compass and to do the update and all that crap. But then you can just take it out. Now they have one of those halos on it for the Spark. I think it's 30 meters high and 60 or 90 meters out.
Right.
As a limit, it'll stop. It'll stop flying then. And it'll just stay there. Like a geofence thing.
Geofence, yeah.
Yeah, geofence. I call it halo, geofence, whatever.
Same thing.
But they have that on the Spark, the geofence.
Yeah.
If you don't use the app. But on the Mavic Pro, they don't have that.
Oh, really? So you can just keep it going?
You just go as far as you want. Because that has OcuSync. That's a totally different system. That's why with the Mavic Pro, you don't need to use wires when you use the DJI goggles.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the other ones, you have to have wires and adapters and all that crap to plug in there. Right. But the Mavic Pro, you don't. Because it uses a totally different transmission system. It uses OcuSync.
Yeah.
And not even the Phantom 4 has that. They have Lightbridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Lightbridge is quite old technology. Very
but OcuSync is superior to Lightbridge.
Yeah.
So.
It is indeed, Kim. Yeah, ice cream truck once again. I don't know why I keep on doing this at 6 p.m. This is the 5th time now. And every time I hear it go past, I think, oh, yeah, ice cream truck.
And you keep missing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep
missing it. Stops outside the house. And in a couple of minutes, he's going to go off again. And it's going to be, yeah. Anyway.
Tell him to start coming at 12:30 my time. It would be 5:30 at your place instead of 6. Tell him, hey, stop by at 5:30.
Yeah, everyone likes me. Why not? Yeah, I think that's one thing I'm looking forward to, because the reason I bought the Spark, I bought it intentionally without the transmitter, because I could palm launch it, throw it up in there, and I could record my other drones. And that was what I wanted to do.
Right.
But there's a problem with it, because I bought a couple of other GPS quads that have got to whatever else, and I've been starting to take them out quite far. And they've been holding their own. They've been okay. They haven't been, terrible. They've been pretty good. And I thought, wow, if this, technology, which is about 2 years behind the Spark, can actually do this, I wonder what the Spark can do. And then a mate of mine, Dean, bought the transmitter of his Spark and said, oh, mate, you've just got to do it. You've just got to do it. So
you have to have it. I flew my Spark one time with the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
One time.
Yeah.
And it's in one of my intros that I have for my videos where I'm hand catching the Spark.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's the only time I ever flew it with the phone.
Yeah.
Was that one time. And then I just put it back on the shelf and said, okay, I got to go get this transit. I just don't like flying with these phones. I just don't like it, Yeah,
that's cool. Well, that's it. I mean, it's difficult. I hated it. I really hated it. But I'm stubborn as hell. And I used it until I almost got a divorce, and I learned to just put up with it, and that was it. And now I really like it, and I get likewise the comments from yourself, Brian, but likewise I get from a lot of other people saying, why are you flying it by a smartphone? Stop it. I'm like, I genuinely like it at this point. Right. You know what I mean? But yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. But yeah, I'm going to be taking this out tomorrow and seeing what it's like. But I'm pretty excited about it.
That's like that breeze. You know, I have that unique breeze.
Yeah.
When I bought that, I didn't have a controller with it because, you know, when I bought that thing, I paid a lot of money for that thing. That thing's dirt cheap now.
Yeah.
But when I bought it, it was expensive, you know, and it didn't have the controller with it. And I crashed it. I couldn't tell you how many times trying to fly a damn thing with the phone. And I just said, oh, screw this. And about 6 months later, I finally found a controller. You know, they really kind of screwed up on that by not having the controller available when they put that out, you know, because they had every intention of having the controller, but they should have released them together.
It wasn't an optional extra like the Spark. They literally just didn't have a physical transmitter.
They just didn't have it. It just wasn't available to buy for like months on end after they released the quadcopter.
Yeah.
Because they marketed it as this selfie thing with the cell phones. That's how they marketed it, you know. Yeah, they just kind of really dropped the ball on that.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I finally got the controller and it flies great. You know, with the controller, it's a piece of cake. It is slow.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a selfie drone, and they have a geofence on that thing too. But I think it's 260 up and 360 out.
That's feet. Pretty good.
That's feet.
Yeah.
Not meters. That's feet.
Yeah.
But it's great with the controller.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. It's kind of slow. You know.
Well, it is. What's it now? About 3 years old? 2 years old?
What?
The Breeze.
I actually bought it not too long after it came out. It came out. I think I got it it came out in November of 16. Right, kind of like a month before the holiday season. And then I think I got it in February. Something like that. And the price had already come down because when it came out, it was $4.99 without the controller.
Yeah.
But I got it for $3.99 and then had to wind up paying $60 for the controller. So I had $400. I got into it.
That's not, to be fair, for a brand new drone, was it yours is the 4K one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because now they're down to 200 quid. They're selling them.
So they're down to here you can get them for $150.
Really?
Yeah, they're selling. As a matter of fact, I just saw somebody posted on Facebook. He went up to Walmart. They were having the batteries on clearance for $6.99 or something like that. $7. I'm going up to Walmart when I get done here to see if they have it.
I'd be sure not too long, mate. Just wipe them out with batteries. Absolutely.
He did. The guy on Facebook had like 4 of them laying on his table.
Because they are 11 minutes each, aren't they? If memory serves.
Yeah, I get like 10 minutes. Yeah, they're like, it's like the Bebop, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but my Bebop batteries, I've flown that Bebop 1 so many times that one of the batteries is dead.
Yeah.
And then the other one is probably got 75% of life left, you know. So I'm going to be needing batteries for that thing here pretty soon.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. The batteries, they don't last forever.
Yeah.
They give out after a while.
They've only got a finite number of cycles. Once you hit that cycle limit, that's it then. You just have to
Yeah, because I've flown that Bebop 1 a ton of times. I love that thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I've got I don't know how many flights on that thing, and it's still just as good as the day is, but the batteries are failing, you know. So,
but with new batteries, it's almost going to be like a brand new drone again.
And when I get new batteries, it'll be the OEM ones, because everything I read about any of them aftermarket batteries for that thing, it's all BS.
Yeah.
They really don't work. They claim all this flight time and nothing happens. Because Dan, he did a test on it, Drone Worship. He did a test on that. And he just said, you're just better off with the OEM batteries, you know. trying to get this extra flight time with all these batteries. It doesn't seem to work, you know. So
they're made cheaply. They don't last.
Right.
They will break, and if you're very lucky, on first charge, they may just burst into flames.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
So that's option B that you don't want.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Right, David in the chat. Hey JD, how's it going? Yeah, thanks, mate. Very warm. Did you see the leaked photos of the DJI Mavic 2? Well, actually, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Is it actually confirmed that they are the actual DJI Mavic 2 pictures or not? Because I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence until DJI actually come out and said this is what it looks like. Because if not, I'm sort of on the fence for the minute until they actually come out. Because there was the mock-ups for the Spark before that came out looked totally different.
Right. Well, you know that they canceled that event.
Yes.
They postponed that event. Okay. Okay, so they've kept this whole thing secret this whole time. Nothing has really leaked out because all that crap you saw from all these YouTube videos was all BS. They've been talking about this, these guys. I'm not going to mention these guys' names, but everybody knows who they are.
Yeah.
They get on there and make these clickbait videos about, oh, Phantom 5.2 and all this other shit. You know, but it's all, they're just imagining all this shit. They really don't know anything, okay? Yeah. So why would DJI keep this tight-lipped secret all this time, cancel the event, and then leak a photo?
Yeah.
I don't, you'd think that they canceled the event for a reason, you know. That one guy, Drone Valley, you know, he's an engineer or something like that, and he said it's either a hardware issue or a software issue. I think his name's Rick. His website or his YouTube channel is called Drone Valley. Okay. He's a pretty smart guy, you know. Yeah. He's not one of them, you know, hustlers or nothing like that. You know, he's a pretty straight up guy. But he said it's either or no, he's an IT guy, but he said it's either a hardware issue or a software issue why they postponed it. Something come up in one of their beta testers, you know, because there's people out there that have this thing already.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. There's people out there flying this thing already, whatever it is. Okay. And he said there's something must have happened. And that's why they just hurry up and shut this event down, because something happened that they got to go back to the drawing board on either some software, something with the app, or some piece of hardware overheated or something happened. And he said that's why they did this.
I mean, these drones.
And I believe him over these people that just make up this shit as they go along. Okay. Because they don't know nothing.
Well, absolutely. I mean, they're in it for the views and that's it. But these drones are performing millions of calculations a second from height, telemetry. They are performing mathematical calculations to see how high they are, what the limits are. And you just look at it, you just think to yourself, well, I'm controlling this. No, you're not.
Right.
You're allowing you to control this.
Right.
I also, and I don't want to call them too harshly, but I do feel like I need to say that we all saw what happened when you don't put enough time in R&D, GoPro Karma.
Right.
And I was gutted for them. I was genuinely gutted. I wanted that thing to do well. I thought the idea of having a drone where you could just pull the camera over the top and there's your camera, I thought that was really good. I thought they were listening to the people who like to climb mountains, the adventurers, the kayakers or whatever. I thought that was brilliant. And then to see it fail, that was bad.
Yeah, well, not only did that thing fail, it failed miserably.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, it was a miserable failure. Then they took a beating on that. That really hurt that company.
Well, they almost lost the company.
Right, they lost millions on that, millions and millions and millions, because of all the R&D and all that crap, and then for it not to sell, and it didn't sell.
No.
Okay, it didn't sell. I don't know one person that has one, and I know tons of people on YouTube, but I don't know one person that has one of them things.
I don't. But if I get a chance to buy one, I will.
I don't even think Dustin Dunnell has one. Okay, no. I don't even think he has one.
No, if he does, he may have had it for a day and then given it back.
Right, or it may have fell out of the sky like they were doing when they recalled them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dropping out of the sky. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love my drones. Weren't you playing with a Wi-Fi repeater in an earlier video game quad? Yes. Yeah, I love my Wi-Fi repeaters, and I've really started to annoy a lot of people because they pop up in almost every single video. But I just love Wi-Fi repeaters. They're a very, very basic idea, and it works very, very well. Of it taking a signal, amplifying it, and then boosting it out at a much higher rate, much higher frequency. And I use it a lot. I use it on a lot of my Wi-Fi little selfie drones, just because I like to have a bit of fun. And when you talk to a lot of droners, a lot of hobbyists, they talk about going over 2 or 3 miles, and they call that a distance test. Well, what I call a distance test is 40 to 50 meters. And I have a lot of fun with it. I'm sorry, I'm a huge child at heart. And if I can take a small drone 60 meters, do you know what? I will, and I will laugh about it, and I think it's the best thing ever. And I've got the Yishin windmill, the optical drone windmill, and it's got a battery life of about 5.5 minutes. I will take it out and then time myself on a speed run back to see if I can make it before the battery dies. Same as the Tello. I love the Tello. I'll attach the Tello to it and just take the Tello right out. I do like a lot of them. The only repeater that I think is any good personally, and I've tried quite a few, I think I tried 5 at the time, is the Mi Repeater 2 by Xiaomi. That thing is brilliant. And it's not the 700 megabits per second either, it's the 300 megabits per second.
And it's cheap. I think it's like $15.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not expensive. Dan told me to get one, but when I got my Tello, you know, the first flight I had on the Tello, you know, it flew away and got stuck in a tree, right? Okay. I got lucky and threw a stick up there the next day, and I hit it on the first shot. Okay. So he's sitting there telling me, "Well, you need to buy this repeater," and I have so far refused to buy it because I told him, I said, "Look, I shouldn't have to buy this thing. This should work out of the box."
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, I shouldn't have to go buy a damn Wi-Fi repeater to fly this thing more than 20 feet away from me. Okay, that's good. So I've still not bought it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just as like a protest.
I 100% see your point with it. I really do. And because it's logical. You buy something, you want it to work. This is why it's sort of that I can't get around the sort of thing about Parrot and the freemium model for their apps. Right. It's the same sort of thing, I think. Right. You buy it, you want it to work. Oh, but hang on, I want it to do follow me. Oh yeah, that's gonna be $10. You what? You know, I just spent 500 quid on this. What do you mean?
Right, it's $20.
Yeah, there we are. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Love my drones. Your eyes are obviously better than mine. No, mate, no, not at all. Glasses. I'm short-sighted, but I do enjoy looking through FPV. And the field that I'm in is 2 football pitches in length, and if it's going to fall, it's going to fall directly in that field. But I just love taking that stuff out. I really do. QDL Flight, hello fella. Hey Justin, how's it going? So I totally saw your point with the Tello. I really did. But I just think it's a barrel of laughs. I really like it. But I think they should have had an option where they gave you a repeater, or at least there was something like a kit. They sold it as a kit or something, because just selling it on its own, 100 quid for that, it is a lot. It is a lot. And I've had people tell me the same, and I agree, it is a lot.
Another thing that kind of ticked me off about that Tello too was that it didn't have any transmitter.
Yes.
You know, they could have put one of those, you remember, those real little quads that have those real little transmitters in there. You see them like, I can't think of it, but I have that little yellow one.
Actually, I've got one here.
I can't think of the name of it.
The JJRC H28.
Yeah, H28, right. That little transmitter that it has with it.
Yeah, they could package one of those. Something like that.
Yeah. Why couldn't they just throw something like that in there?
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't have to be some high-tech transmitter. It could have been just some little transmitter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Some little 25-cent transmitter, because that's all that cost to make that thing.
Yeah.
The quarter,
Absolutely.
They could have put just one of them, like the JJRC H28, one of them little transmitters in there. Yeah. I mean, they had the thing restricted. You could only go 30 feet in the air. So how good of a transmitter do you need to take it up 30 feet in the air?
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
That's the part that gripes on my nerve, because I had to wind up buying 2 controllers for that thing. So I spent $100 for the Tello. Then I spent $50 for a controller. It worked, but everybody told me it was the wrong one. So then I had to spend another $30-something on another controller, and then go buy a Wi-Fi repeater. Okay, so the Tello is $5,000. Okay, after you buy all these extras and transmitters and repeaters and get out of here with all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
So now my Tello is like a $200 Tello. It was a $99 Tello, and now it's a $200 Tello. And I still don't have the Wi-Fi repeater.
Oh God, I did exactly the same as you. I got the repeater. I got the transmitter there. Game set. And after everything, and I think I've only ever used the transmitter with it once.
Yeah. Well, I bought that one transmitter, and it worked. But then when it flew away, that's what everybody said in the comments. Well, you have the wrong transmitter. Well, it worked. It was flying. I was flying it all around the field until it went in the tree.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, I'll try this other transmitter. So I went and got the other transmitter. So, like I said, I have the $200 version of the Tello.
That's great.
Instead of the $199 version of the Tello.
But there should have been tiers for it, maybe 75 quid, what the base level, and then
right, exactly,
with transmitter,
right. Just like Hubson did with a few of their quads, they had the one that didn't have the transmitter, but you could get the one with the transmitter.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been the smart thing to do.
Hubson
to me,
really did do that well, though. They did that very well.
Yeah. So I mean, I would have just did that, and I just said, okay, here's the $99 Tello, fly with your phone. Here's the $130 Tello with the transmitter.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, they would have sold more of the $130 ones. I guarantee you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's all there for you. People would have just gone out, connected everything, spent 10 minutes connecting everything, and then job done.
Right. Exactly. So.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I think half the problem is that they were trying to rush it to market, I think.
That's possible.
Good possibility.
But I don't know why they would try to rush something like that. It's not like they have there's any competition in that market. In that market, there's really no competition for them, because what that Tello is just a better Mambo. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just a better Mambo, because the Mambo is 2.5-year old, So what they did was if you look at the Mambo and you look at the Tello, the body style, the frame and everything is almost identical. So what they did was they just took the Mambo, made it have a bigger battery. It's got the same motors as the Mambo, the same exact motors. They just made it with a bigger battery and a camera.
Yeah.
If you look at them, they look identical. The frame with the holes in it and all that, the way the frame's designed, it's exactly the same thing as the Mambo.
Yeah.
It just got a bigger battery and a camera.
But that's even worse then.
Yeah. But they have a way bigger battery, so it has way more flight time. It has double. The Mambo only gets 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or the Tello gets, I think I got like 12 minutes once flying that thing. So.
No, it is. You do get good battery life with it. And you get a lot of tech with it as well. A lot of up-to-date technology with it as well. Right. Which is good, which is nice, rather than using the old technology and just keep on using the barometer. No, vision system. You're going to have a 20p camera. You're going to have LEDs. It's going to be silent.
As a matter of fact, the optical flow sensor on the Tello is the same exact one as the Mambo has.
Is it really?
Yeah, same exact one.
Brilliant.
Yep. Same exact thing. I guarantee it was made by the same company. I mean, how many companies out there are making optical flow sensors? I'm sure there's only one supplier for that crap.
I did one this morning, and it looks exactly the same as the Ishin one I did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Right. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Those optical flow sensors are probably all made by the same company.
Yeah. They're all probably subsidiaries of each other at some point.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's next for your channel then, Brian? I've noticed you've been having a lot of, or not so much in the past, maybe fortnight, but there's a lot of American football games on there and a lot of other things. Do you like to keep the channel quite diverse?
Yeah, I like to do different stuff. I just whatever I'm in the mood for that day.
Yeah.
You know, and the weather plays a big role in that too.
Yeah.
You know, so if I'm going, oh, the weather's crappy, I'll go do an abandoned thing. You know I can't fly, so I'll go to some abandoned store and film that.
Yeah.
You know, I just do different stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how that goes. The weather really dictates anything I do on my channel. Basically, it comes down to weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how you know, and then so you have to plan that stuff, you know, accordingly. Like tomorrow morning, weather permitting, which I think it is going to be, I am driving. I was planning on going to the abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike, but I'm not going there. I've changed that plan to go to the Layton Bridge and film the Layton Bridge, which is a bridge in this little town, Layton, PA. That's where they filmed that Silence of the Lambs movie, that scene at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that house is in Layton, PA. It's a real little town. There's like 20 houses in this town. Okay. Well, the bridge that leads there was built in the 1800s. The thing's falling down, but it's still open.
Yeah.
So I want to go film around it, and I want to fly over it and shoot some video that way and go film underneath the bridge and that kind of stuff. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow morning.
Awesome. What drone are you taking for that?
I'm going to take the Mavic Air, and I'm going to take the Phantom 3.
Any particular reason why you're taking the two?
Yeah, the Phantom 3 I'm taking because I trust it the most, okay? And the Mavic Air is so I can get one of them asteroid shots over the bridge.
Nice.
Because that's the only thing I use the Mavic Air for, is that. You know, that asteroid feature is really cool, okay? And that's the only thing I use the Mavic Air for. Yeah.
When you did the
one thing,
the rocket shot the other week.
Yeah, that rocket thing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Really enjoyed that, especially when it morphed so effortlessly from top of the rocket, meteor.
Right. And it just does that thing where it goes around, and you can hear it when it's doing this. It just, you know, you have it facing you, and then you hit the button and it takes off, and it goes up there, and it just does these shots where it goes in a circle and goes up and down, and you can watch it on the screen doing its little thing. And then it, you know, comes back down and comes back down to where you took it off. You know, wherever you took off, that's where it comes back to. Only one time did I do that where it didn't come down exactly where I took off. I was a little bit worried because it came down over a street.
Oh God.
But it was real early in the morning. There was no cars there, you know. I was a little bit nervous where it was coming down. I was like, I was hitting on the stick, you know, trying to interrupt it, you know. Don't come down over there, come down over here, you know. That was when I was shooting that rocket. I don't know if you saw that video where I had shot that rocket. Yeah. That's when I did that one, is when it came down, not where I took off, you know. Yeah. So I was getting a little worried there because I don't fly over traffic or do any of that kind of crap, you know.
Well, it just hurts the hobby. People see that, and the first thing you're going to get is hate. Second thing you get are people looking at your channel going, well, he's not responsible. I don't want any part of that. Do you know what I mean? Right. It's just no point. It's just
I just don't do it. You know, and even if I did accidentally do it and it got in the shot, I'd cut it out. I wouldn't even post. I wouldn't let it go on over my channel. Absolutely. I would edit it out somehow. Yeah. You know. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I've asked everybody this, and I've got a load of different responses, and I find it really interesting. What tips or advice would you have for any sort of budding YouTube creators that have just stumbled upon this now, and I've thought, well, maybe I'll start up. I like drones, I like technology. Where do I go from there? What would your sort of advice be for anybody starting out right now in 2018?
Oh man, I be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know what advice I could give somebody because I don't even know how this shit works. Okay, I still haven't figured it out myself. Why? You know, these videos will get, you know, 15,000 views, and then you do the same exact video and nobody watches it. Yeah. I just don't understand that. So I would just say, just go get a decent camera and a decent microphone. That's the one tip I would tell you. because there's still plenty of guys out there that I know that their microphones are terrible. They don't have microphones. They use these hat cams, and the microphones suck on them things. Yeah. You can't hear nothing. Yeah. You know, it took RC Sailors to come by my channel and comment on one of my videos for me to go out and get a microphone.
Yeah.
Because they came and left a comment. They said, the video looks real good, but we can't hear you.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, these guys are the biggest guys on YouTube, so I better listen to what they say. So I went out and got a microphone. Yeah. And now I shoot the video. You know, I record it still with the hat cam, but I'm recording the audio on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I just splice it together.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I do it now. But before, I was just talking and my hat cam was up picking up the sound, but it wasn't that good. But there's still plenty of people doing that.
Yeah.
Even though I've left comments what to do and even showed them, I even put a video up. I don't know, maybe like 2 months ago, I put a video up how to actually do it.
Yeah.
And splice it together. People still don't do it.
I start off because I use that, my Tascam.
Yeah.
And I always start off, it's nice and quiet, and then clap. And then you'll see the audio spike. And then I can match that with the audio from my head cam to the audio on that. And I can remove the audio from the head cam and then keep everything in check.
Right. Well, I use iMovie to edit the video. So all I have to do is put in the video track, put in the audio track, and then just touch it with my finger and slide it to where I want it to go. You know, it just makes it real simple.
iMovie is great. iMovie is great. And it looks professional without having the professional jargon of what's the one I used the other day? DaVinci Resolve. A guy came on, one of my subscribers came on and said, hey, look, will you do a video in DaVinci Resolve? I said, yeah, sure. And I opened up DaVinci Resolve and I went, right, what the hell is this? I like iMovie. I use Final Cut is what I use.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, I would agree with you totally. Audio is important. Video is second to audio.
Yeah. The audio is important. People have to be able to hear you and understand what you're saying.
Exactly.
Even if you're an imbecile like me. Okay. They still have to be able to hear the imbecile talking. Okay.
Just having fun. Thanks ever so much for the shout out. Drone Life. Hello, folks. How's it going? Have I missed anybody? Sorry, folks. I'm get so caught up in chatting, and then I look over and I think people are talking to me. Oh God. Hello. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you everybody for supporting. It really does mean the world. So yes. Where was I? Budding creators, that's the one. Yeah, I think that's what I like about your channel is the first thing you said when I asked you about that, and you said, well, I haven't got a clue. And that's what I admire. I admire your honesty. I really do. And I think that stands out, and it stands out a lot in your channel, it stands out a lot in your videos as well, and that's something that does mean a lot to me. And it's made me look at my
I'll tell you what, it doesn't mean a lot to some people, because I get a lot of comments. And, you know, I've said this on other chats that I've been on, you know, when I get these nasty ass people that come on there and leave some of these nasty comments. And I always revert it back to this. People, it's just a human instinct. People never like to think they got ripped off.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I go on there and say, look, this thing's a damn turd, and I toss it or step on it or throw it in the garbage can or whatever. Well, if somebody else bought that, then what you're basically doing is telling them, they think in their mind, well, he must think I'm a dumbass because I bought this. And so then they'll leave some nasty ass comments, you know, because they've now that they seen your video and they own this thing and they bought it. Now they think they got ripped off and that you're making fun of them. I know what they're thinking. Okay. I know exactly what they're thinking. That they think that I think that they're dumb for buying this piece of turd. So them are the kind of people that usually will give you the nastiest comments, the people that think they got ripped off. Because right away they'll get extremely defensive when you say something is no good, and they'll go, you know, they'll just get oh, you don't know what you're talking. Oh, you're an imbecile, you know, and all this shit. So then they have this.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if they don't say they have it, that they do.
Yeah.
Because why would they get so defensive and say all that crap if they didn't own this thing?
Absolutely.
Right.
It's like I said right at the start. People, oh, I'm killing stuff. It's like I said right at the start. It's your own opinion. It's
right.
You know, you can't think about anybody else when you fly because you're the person that's flying. You're the person that's racing a car. You're the person that's taking a speedboat out or whatever. It's your perspective. It's entirely what you think. People come to your channel to be informed of what you think, and then they'll go to somebody else's and get their perspective on it, and then go to 6 others and get the same, and then they'll make up their own decision from that. So I don't know. I don't really understand leaving nasty comments for stuff like that. But I suppose people always will, won't they? I suppose
I could probably count on one hand how many kind of really shitty comments I've ever left on somebody's video.
Yeah.
And I don't even think they had something to do with drones. I think it was gaming or something like that. I don't know if it had anything to do with quadcopters. Yeah. I don't usually leave. If I don't have something nice to say, if I go there, I just won't say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I won't hit like, you know, go to dislike crap or nothing like that. If I like it, I'll put the like on there and I'll leave a comment. And if it rubs me the wrong way or whatever, I just leave.
Yeah.
You know, I don't say anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? I won't even make a comment.
Yeah. Absolutely. So. I think I've always been brought up with, if you can't say anything nice or say anything constructive, don't say anything at all.
Right.
If I'm just I will never ever go to somebody's channel and say, you know what, mate, that's terrible. You're terrible. Why are you doing this? Like people have said to me, and it doesn't get you anywhere.
I don't think I've ever done that on a quadcopter.
I know I never have.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah.
Went on there and said the crap that people say to me. I don't think
Yeah, that's it. But then again, I think with quadcopters, you don't necessarily have the troll environment to the same extent as you do with gaming.
Right. Oh, the gaming. That's the trolls of trolls. Right. There's millions of trolls there. Yeah. I mean, that's the king of trolls is the gaming community. Okay. Absolutely. That's over the top with trolls.
Yeah.
Oh, I got by the way, I just did a tracking this morning on my Bugs 5 Pro.
Oh, right.
It's in New Jersey. So it's close. It's close.
Fingers crossed it gets with you soon. Are you looking forward to it? Because I've seen a few, and I don't know.
Well, I as a matter of fact, I talked to a gadget inspector last week. Do you know who he is? Gadget inspector. And I told him, I said, look, I'm not ignoring your videos because he got a series of videos out on that. You know, I said, I don't like to watch other videos of something I'm buying.
You do the same as what I do. Yeah.
Okay. I said, I'll come back and watch your videos after I get it and fart around with it. I'll come and watch your video. You know, and he was all like, don't worry about it. It's all good. You know, he was cool, you know, but I like him a lot and I always watch all his videos, but I knew that thing was coming. So I didn't watch. I want to open it and feel it for myself. I don't want to be influenced by anybody. So I haven't watched anybody's video on it.
Yeah.
You know.
So, I know you did the same to me with the Tello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that because it was everybody else was watching and you turned around, you said, and it stayed with me. You said, it's no disrespect. I'll be back in a bit. I haven't flown mine yet.
Yeah. I just want to get the feel of it myself. I don't want somebody telling me so I get some preconceived notion going in. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I want that spontaneity when I go out there to fly it for the first time. If I think it's a big turd and everybody else in the world thinks it's great, but I'll say it's a big turd while I'm making the video, if it is.
Yeah, exactly. You know? I mean,
but if somebody's already barking in my ear how great it is, I'm going to have this preconceived notion as, oh, it's really good, but it's really keeps crashing for me, but it's really good, you know so.
Because then it's not your opinion, is it? It's other people's filtered through you.
Right. Right. Exactly. So I'll go back and watch Gadge's videos after I get mine opened and fly it around a little bit. But what happened was I did, because Crystal would know this, because she did her news show a few weeks ago, and it was talking about the Bugs 3 Pro.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had that pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Okay. I canceled that pre-order.
Yeah.
I think the next day.
Yeah.
And I ordered the Bugs 5 Pro. Because I had read something about, well, they're making 2 versions of this Bugs 3 Pro. The initial shipment was going to be this Bugs 3 Pro with this shitty camera, and then later they were going to put out this Bugs 3 Pro with the better camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was reading, and I said, okay, well then cancel that and take that money and put it over to the Bugs 5 Pro.
Absolutely.
So that's what I did. And now it's finally showed up, which, and then, that's another thing that griped me too, was that these companies like, GearBest, Banggood, RC Moment, and all these jokers, I think this practice they have of giving out these review copies to the reviewers before the people that pay is a bad policy.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a very bad policy. I don't know why they do it, but they do it. Like, I know Gadget Inspector, he got his Bugs 5 Pro weeks and weeks ago, but he got it for free because that's a review copy. But I paid, and I gotta wait.
Yes. Why
do I have to wait? And I'm paying.
Yeah.
So I think that policy is bad. So I think how they should do it is, if they want to send out the review copies, they should send out the review copies and then say, okay, you can go ahead and make your video, but don't release the video until we're getting ready to ship the ones to the people that are paying.
Mm-hmm.
Because that still gives you a few days to see the video. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Instead of waiting, these guys have had this thing for 3 or 4 weeks already.
Yeah.
And people that have paid haven't gotten jack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that kind of grinds on my nerve that they do that. So
yeah,
that's just something I wanted to throw out there. I think if you're paying the money, you should get it when they get it.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion,
it's a difficult one, I think, because you've got, obviously they want to get it out in the open. They want to have people, excuse me, to test it. They want to get it out there a few weeks before everything goes live and before the shipment starts shipping out. But I agree with you to the point where I think if you're actually using cash money, then obviously you're putting money in their pockets. Therefore, you should have something in return, quick, sharpish.
Right.
How about a little compromise, meet in the middle, and something like, well, we're going to send out sponsorships, and we've got 100 pieces to sell, which will all go out at the same time. If you make 100 pieces, then great. If you don't, sorry, you're going to have to wait and then get it a little bit later. That may be a little, I think that would be okay. I'd certainly be satisfied with that, because there have been drones that I really wanted, and there'd be drones that and cars that I've asked for, and I get them eventually, but I get them after all the big channels have got them and things like that. And I'm thinking, well, I can understand because they have more reach, but at the same time, I'm still on YouTube. I'm still creating videos. You don't know, as you said earlier, one of your videos may only do 200 or 300 views. Others will do 30, 40, 50,000 views. I don't know. It's all reach, isn't it? It is all reach.
Yeah. See, the thing, what kind of griped me about this is why I'm using this one for the example, is that there's no doubt in my mind that this thing is going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Without seeing any of these reviews or any of this crap, the Bugs 3 was incredible. The Bugs 2 was great. There's no doubt in my mind this thing's going to be good. Okay. So that's the only preconceived notion I have. I'm just going by what the Bugs 2 was.
Yes.
And how great that was as a flyer. The camera sucked ass, but the bird flew great.
Yeah.
I've got a great flying quadcopter.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind this thing's going to fly great. I know the camera's probably going to suck because it's an MJX camera. Okay, so that's going to be what that is. Okay, the video is going to be probably pretty crappy, but there's no doubt in my mind it's going to fly well. No doubt whatsoever in my mind that this thing is going to fly nice. I can almost guarantee it that it's going to be good as far as that goes. The video, now that's another story. But, you know, I'm not even buying it for that. You know, I'm not buying it for the video. I'm buying it to fly it. You know, I don't buy these kinds of quadcopters, you know, just like, you know, pick them. These toy grade things like that. I don't buy them for videos to make. Yeah, I just buy them to fly them around and make the videos, not to take videos of. I'm not taking no toy quadcopter to the Leighton Bridge tomorrow to film the Leighton Bridge with the JD11 or the JD20. I'm not taking the JD20 to film the Leighton Bridge. Okay. So I'm taking the Mavic Air and the Phantom to do that. That's what those are for, to do that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. And that's why another reason you bought that is that you can have that camera, because they come with that camera.
Right.
But I do think MJX have got a brand that they have to look after, because they are in the toy grade circles. They're pretty big. You know, they're up there.
Right.
They're up there.
I'm really glad they got away. You notice now they've poured everything into the Bugs line now. They've kind of went away from everything else.
Well, the Hexacopters are dead. Everything else is dead.
Yeah, all that stuff is, you know, I had that, I think it was the MJX 101 I had. I wound up giving that to Butch. I didn't give it to him. He won a giveaway, you know. Yeah. He had that. But they've gotten away from that kind of stuff. They've focused everything now into this Bugs line. You know, next year will be Bugs 14 or something like that. You know, it's just going to keep going because that's their honeypot right now.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, the quads are good. It's not like they're bad. So they have to focus on, they've found this little $180 sweet spot for their quadcopters. Yeah. You know, they were making the $70 stuff, but now they've figured out that, okay, if we just make a little bit better quality here, you know, with the brushless motors, like the Bugs 3 started it all for them.
Absolutely.
That was the quad that got them away from the brushed motor crap and stuff like that. You know, I still have that MJX, that 102H, the one with the inverted props.
Yeah.
I still have that, but they're not making stuff like that no more. You know, they went all to the Bugs line with the brushed motors and the GPS and the stuff like that. But they found that sweet spot, you know, that $180, you know, spot right there. And they're kind of dominating that spot, and I think they're just gonna keep plowing into that spot. You know?
Absolutely. It's a good spot to be in because you can get good components or better components.
Right.
You know, and that sort of improves the flight. I mean, there's one thing I do with all of my toy grade drones. As soon as I take it up, I say how it flies. First of all, off the bat, because that's all I really care about. It flies well, it doesn't fly well, or yours a little bit twitchy or whatever. Because for me, it's just the enjoyment and it's just in flying. Totally different when you talk about the Mavic Air and things like that. But yeah, I think Bugs, they've got a line to protect, and I don't think they would jeopardize that, because with however fast everything is moving, they would jeopardize their company. Right.
Yeah, the Bugs 3, see, that's why I didn't get, you know, the Bugs 6 or the Bugs 8, because I thought the Bugs 3 was just as good. I don't really think they upgraded. It seemed like the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As the Bugs 3.
Yeah.
The Bugs 6 and the Bugs 8 kind of seemed like just like the Bugs 3 to me, just designed a little body style different, but it basically was the same battery, the same motors, and it kind of flew the same, you know. Yeah, so I didn't dive into them, but then when they went with the GPS thing with the Bugs 2, okay, so I jumped right on that.
Yeah.
You know, because that was kind of like the Bugs 3, but different. You know, the motors were the same and all that, but it had the GPS gimmick and all that stuff to it. So I jumped right on that, and I'm real happy with the Bugs 2, other than the camera.
Yeah. I mean, Mark Pugh in the chat has got the bugs 2 and 3, I think, and often takes up and flies it around. He loves them, absolutely loves them. I mean, the 2 and 3 I never got because I saw how popular they were. I went with other drones.
Yeah.
And I started off on. I had a couple of MJX hexacopters and things like that.
Yeah.
But I started off with the Bugs line. I started off on the Bug 6. And that was my sort of welcome party to the Bugs.
It flies just like a Bugs 3.
Yeah.
I remember every video I've ever seen, it just acts just like it. You know, it's the same thing. I think the flight time's a little bit less because I think it's a little heavier.
Yeah.
I think it's a little heavier.
Yeah. It's quite a heavy thing.
The Bugs 3, I still have mine. I take it out once in a blue moon and still fly it around. It's great. You know, it still flies great. And so does the Bugs 2. The Bugs 2, I took that out during the winter. It was 18 degrees. And I took it up a few hundred feet. And I flew it around for about 15 minutes in 18 degrees. When it came down, it had frost on it, on the body. Okay. And that thing flew great and didn't fail or anything.
No problem.
No problem. Not one problem. I've never had one issue with the Bugs 2 other than the camera sucks. Okay. I have the Bugs 2. I think it's called the C. And then there's the Bugs 2W, which is that red one.
Yeah.
Okay. That one has the better camera. It has the Wi-Fi camera, but what seems to work better and the picture is clearer than the one. I have the one with the memory card slot, you know.
Yeah.
You put the memory card in there. Oh, the video is just awful on there.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
But you probably get better range from the camera on that because you have the SD card inside. It's not, you don't have a Wi-Fi relay, so therefore
there's no Wi-Fi interference on that at all. You know, that thing it flies great. It's stable as hell. It's just a great quadcopter for just flying, you know, not for shooting video. We're just flying. You know, it's great. It's great for that.
Yeah. Oh, they are. I mean, and not just that, but you know, what I've done with a lot of mine is I've got a load of run cams and I just whack a run camera. If I know a camera's bad, I will buy a unit without a camera and just whack a small modular camera on it. Right. Because I'm going to get better quality out of a small run cam than I would out of a bog standard default camera anyway.
Right.
So yeah, I tend to do that, and you know that tends to work really well for the most part.
See, I don't do that kind of stuff because I have those other options.
Yes.
You know, I have the Mavic and all this other crap. Yeah. So I don't try to Velcro cameras on these cheap quad. I don't bother doing that crap. You know, I just fly them for what they are, and you know, then that's basically it. You know,
yeah.
Because if I want to shoot video, I just get out the Mavic Pro or something.
Well,
I don't bother with this other stuff. You know, but that's just me. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people they don't have the means to have the Mavic Pro, and I understand that, and they try to make what they have better, and that's fine. You know, but it's just something I'm not going to bother. I'm just not going to put my effort and my time into doing that because I have other options.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just love getting a bit of FPV with all my flights. That's just my thing for doing it.
Right.
I like to just whack a camera on it, get a bit of FPV, a couple of minutes, and that's it. If I remember to take my camera out, that's the big thing. But going into the chat for a couple of seconds, I see there's a lot of activity.
They're charging the Spark as we speak.
Kim, have you taken it out before, Kim? Is this the first time you're going to take it out? Southpaw.
Mark, get the 6. Get the 6. It doesn't fly as long as the 3, though. It's shorter battery life.
Mark, you're going to have too many bugs. You really are going to have too many bugs.
I think that 6 has some acro to it, too. I think it has something like that. One of them does. The 6 or the 8 has an acro mode. I'm pretty sure.
8.
What about, ask Mark if he got the Bugs 3 Mini. Did he ever get that?
I did. I don't think Mark ever did. Brian was just asking, did you get the Bugs 3 Mini? That's got acro.
Yeah.
Very, very slow acro. But acro nonetheless. I know RC Hunter put flash new firmware on his Bug 6 to allow it to acro.
Yeah. Well, I almost pulled the trigger on that Bugs 3 Mini. I almost bought it.
Right.
But Donnie got his.
Yeah.
You know Donnie, right? And he crashed it and it broke the arm. And he said that the arms were very weak on this thing.
Yeah.
It busted, it snapped it right off.
Yeah.
Now, he did crash it, okay? And I think he was trying the acro mode on it and it just got away from him. And, you know, I saw it on the video. It came down, but it just snapped that arm right off. I don't think I've ever done that to a quadcopter.
No, I never have. That was good effort. That was very good effort.
I've never, I mean, I crashed that MJX 102, but that was just some kind of altitude hold failure on its part. It was some kind of hiccup.
Yeah.
I had it up. I have a video up on it, you know, a long time ago video, but I was flying it. It was flying great at about 50 feet in the air. And it just went into this dive bomb. Okay. But I brought it back. I went, oh shit, you know, and I brought it back to the thing was what it did was it cracked the frame real bad.
Yeah.
But I set it back down there, rebounded up and took off, even though one of the arms was sagging a little bit. And then I just glued it with the power grab, and it's like new now.
Fine.
And
yeah.
It's back to being new.
Yeah.
Know?
I think the Bugstream Mini, it's in the
but there was no yeah.
I flexed it quite a lot, and there is a lot of flex there. But if you do come down hard, yeah, you know, it is going to just shatter. You know,
yeah, that's why I didn't buy it, because that would happen to him.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's why I didn't pull the trigger on it. Yeah, because I was going to.
Yeah,
but you know, because of that reason.
Yeah, yeah. QDL flight, Bugs 8, hot acro. Haven't done the Bugs 8. I might do though. I don't know. Canadian Drone Network, JD Quad. It is mine, going out for it for the first time. Oh, mate, you're going to love it. Absolutely love it.
Are you going to make a video, Roger? Yeah, they better make a video. I want to see the first crash. Make sure you calibrate the compass.
Yeah.
Make sure you update the firmware.
Yeah,
you do all that stuff first.
Good stuff. Is that going up? Are you going to upload that today, or is that going up a little bit later?
And then, of course, you got to pass that DJI test that they put on there before you can fly.
Yeah.
That it's like up to 10 questions now. I remember the first one was 4 questions.
Yeah.
Now it's like 10 questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I always get the questions are easy, but I could see a lot of people having problems with that. I wonder if you failed miserably, if it would like lock the drone out. I wonder what would happen if you just like purposely did it all wrong.
Yeah.
What would happen? You know, I don't know.
I don't know. I never failed it, because
the last one I did was when they updated the, I think it was the Mavic Air, or no, it was the Spark. The last update on the Spark.
Yeah.
They had the new questionnaire up, and this time it was 10 questions. Before it was only 4. Now they moved it up to 10. Yeah, I got one of them wrong, but it said you did great, and you know, continue. So if you get one wrong, it's okay. You know.
Yeah.
So I know that.
Yeah, I don't know if it would lock it out. I don't know. That would be really gutting, wouldn't it? And then you couldn't take the test, which is essentially the drone code.
Right. Well, then you have to go right to YouTube.
Yeah.
And just type in failed DJI startup test. What now? That's what you'd have to do, right? I'm going to run to get something to drink real quick.
Yeah, sure thing. Perfect. Oh, so it is. So, Kim, you're going to come for the first time. It's good. I look forward to seeing that video as well. Let us know when it's up. I've been having trouble with YouTube notifications. Still having trouble. I know a lot of people have said that a lot of their issues have been ironed out now. Notifications roll on all of you guys' channel, but I'm not getting notified. And I go onto some of your channels, and I'm seeing you've uploaded like 3 or 4 videos, and yet I've only been notified for the one. So I'll get around. Yeah,
it's real hit and miss with that, because Roger's stuff always pops up on mine, you know, that Canadian Drone Network always shows up.
Yeah.
No problem, always. But for some reason, that Drone Network one hasn't been showing up on my, you know, when you're on your YouTube page, you know, off to the left there, you see that thing and it'll have the little red dot by whoever's live.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Drone Network on mine's not showing up anymore.
Yeah.
For some reason. And I last night, I had to actually go to see that they were on because I was going to go on for a couple of minutes. I went on there to talk about the Parrot for a couple of minutes before their guest showed up. So I noticed it wasn't on there. I was like, okay, they have to be on the air by now. It's after 7. So I had to physically go to the channel and see, okay, they're on. Then I went back and clicked on my, you know, the invite.
Yeah.
You know. But usually it would show up on the side there with the little red dot that they were on the air, but it didn't. So
crazy.
It just sometimes it's where like it hasn't for the last 3 weeks on my their stuff hasn't shown up.
Yeah,
the Drone Network hasn't shown up on my thing for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it didn't for me with Donnie for ages. And I went onto his channel, so he had like 6 videos. I was like, well, I went back through all of my emails, all my notifications. There was nothing, not even in the YouTube app, on the web GUI. Normally the little bell, you know, the little notification bell will fire, and you click on it, it'll say new video uploaded. Nothing at all. But Canadian Drone Network, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll be fun. You'll love it. As soon as it takes off, it's going to make a lot of noise, but you're going to love it. It's such a good drone.
JD,
yeah, mate.
Have you seen this?
What's that? Hang on.
This is one of the ones that Banggood sent me. I have to do the video tomorrow.
No. Oh, is that? That's the that's the foldable selfie drone, isn't it? Yeah. How are you getting on with the Banggood sponsorship? Because I saw that you were asking lots of questions in one of your vids a couple of weeks back because you didn't know if you were going to go with it or not.
Yeah, they contacted me. I didn't ask them. I've never asked anybody for anything. Okay. You know, but they sent me an email and I said, oh, okay. You know, they just told me to go pick out 3. So I went and picked 3 out, and I didn't get like real greedy. I picked 3 cheap ones.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't say, you know, Bugs 3 Pro or none of that crap. I just found stuff in the $40, $50 range, you know, and they sent them out. So,
yeah. No, I think because I've used Banggood ever since Word Go, and they got in touch.
So have I.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got in touch with me about maybe was it 4 months ago, and said, "Oh, we've been watching your videos. Would you like to have a drone?" And then ever since then, every month a drone has just turned up. It's been great. Yeah, it is good having that. Right, I think that.
But now listen. If this thing's a piece of shit, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say it's this great thing if it's not.
Well, no. Why would you?
The way it is.
Yeah. You know? Why would you? At the end of the day, I mean, as I said when I was on talking to Cap Cook and also Southpaw Drones as well. If it's not good, why would you say it is? Right. You know, it defeats the purpose. It's right. Because I really don't get that. I really don't get that at all. I just don't understand it. Perspectives are different, but if something is terrible, you can see it's terrible. Right. Now I've bought a lot. Heck, half this crap that I have, I bought from Banggood. Yeah. You know, because I always liked they always would ship fast to me. Very fast. Yeah. Faster than GearBest did. Yeah. Okay. Now this Bugs, what is that? The Bugs 5 Pro that this is the first time I ever bought anything from, I can't even think of the name of the outfit now. No, I don't know. It's just some different place. I don't know. I've never dealt with them before, but we'll see. We'll see when it gets here. The only thing that Banggood ever took along for me to get was that flying turd. Really? That took 2 months. No. Yeah. Everything else that I ever bought from them, and I bought tons of quads from them. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it was always 10 to 12 days, always 7 to 10 to 12 days, no problem. And you have to expect that when you're getting shit from China.
Absolutely.
You know, just not going to, but that flying turd, it took 2 months. The box was, I'm thinking it got customed or something. Something happened there because it sat over there in the port of LA forever. Yeah.
Mine got hijacked by customs a couple of weeks ago. And but the stuff arrived. And, you know, Bang, I don't know if it's the same for you, but Banggood usually uses orange tape around everything.
Yeah.
And the orange tape wasn't disturbed at all. Nobody had cut it open. They must have x-rayed it or something. But, yeah, it's, I don't know, strange. But
well, they do that random. They pull those things out randomly because the stuff's all X-rayed now.
Yeah.
They've really streamlined the customs. All the containers, every one of them goes through an X-ray machine. You know, with looking for whatever. You know, but they've really streamlined that process. But they still have to X-ray every container. Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, they got to, haven't they? Because it could be anything, to be fair. I mean, the amount of stuff you can buy. Do you remember the craze a couple of months ago for those little crossbows, those little cocktail stick crossbows?
Yeah.
Have
right.
you seen those things? They can fire through an aluminium can.
Yeah.
Mental. Yeah. So, yeah, they got to be scanning for stuff anyway. Right, well, I tell you what, I think we're going to call it there. I don't want to keep you any longer, Brian, because you've got to go and buy some batteries.
Yeah, well, they're probably all going, but nobody in Pittsburgh flies drones, so they might be 20 of them up there.
Yeah, but I often say that nobody flies drones around with me. And the other week, I went outside about 9:30 in the night, and it was a beautiful sunset. It looked absolutely lovely. And with that, a drone went straight over my house. It was the first time I've ever seen anything like that. You normally don't get anything like that around here. Normally, it's just
you get one of those salt shotguns, and you could shoot them down next time. Borrow it from Neil.
I'll have to get my hunting license. If I can get that, then shotguns all the way.
Gotcha, brother.
Right, well, I tell you what, Brian, if you stay on the line for a couple of seconds, mate, and we'll have a chat after. Everybody else, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Next week, we've got QDL drone coming on, QDL flight, sorry, coming on. And we're going to be talking again about YouTube, drones, and everything else. Thank you ever so much, everybody. For joining us. It really does mean the world to me. It really does. So until next time, my friends, thank you all. Happy flying, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Hope you all have a great afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Thanks, folks. Take care of yourselves.